strategic Anaklia Deep Sea Port partnered with a Chinese company, which is 36 kilometers away from Russia's planned Ochamchire naval base in Occupied Abkhazia. Just as the presidential veto on the Russian law was overridden on May 28th, China's visa waiver for Georgian citizens came into force as well. The next day, on May 29th, it was announced that the Georgian Dream chose a Chinese Singaporean company to be the partner of the embattled Anaklia Deep Sea Port project. Its competitor was a Swiss Luxembourgish company. It is noteworthy that just 36 kilometers away from Anaklia, Russia is planning on building a naval base in the occupied territory. So this also underlines their choice who they want to partner up with. Rather than choosing Western partners, they chose the Chinese Singaporean company. And yeah, this raises further questions where the loyalty lies. This project, Anaklia project, has been a key project for Georgia to develop the deep sea port, but it has been on hold. And now, hopefully, at least it might start to move along, this project. But yeah, who is going to be in charge of this project is questionable, to say the least.
Yes, if I may add,
Sure.
if I'm not interrupting. Yeah, so it's not a coincidence that the Anaklia Deep Sea Port partnering with the Chinese was announced the day after the Russian law was adopted. And like several years ago, Mike Pompeo, he warned Georgia government of not giving in to the influences of Russia and China, specifically in terms of the Anaklia Deep Sea Port. And that's exactly what they're doing. Anaklia is very strategic, not just to Georgia, but also to the entire middle corridor, the east-west corridor that runs through Georgia and Azerbaijan and Central Asia. But particularly for the Black Sea security, it's very important because, like, had Anaklia been already constructed and had the Georgian Dream not undermined it for years, there would have already been Western cargo and Western interests in the eastern part of the Black Sea, and maybe like in terms of Georgian national security, I'm speaking. Maybe the West would have had even tougher reaction on Russia's planned construction of naval base in occupied Abkhazia, Ochamchire, because like when the Western companies and the port owned by Westerners essentially is right there, a few kilometers away, it's different. But right now there's nothing, and when there will be something, it will be Chinese owned. So what the Georgian Dream did is that they undermined Western strategic interests, which in Georgia is similar to Georgia's national interests. Like Georgian national interests are inherently tied with the West, right? My friends used to say, especially like other nationalities, that Georgians have a very dichotomic understanding of the world, like either Russia or the West. But that is what the Georgian experience is. When there's a power vacuum in Georgia, and if there's an aspect that the West does not feel in Georgia, that is automatically filled by Russia, whether you want it or not. So that's the choice. It's either West or Russia. So the Georgian Dream gave it on a plate to Russia, the entire eastern Black Sea, from Anaklia and Ochamchire to everything. So they're very consciously advancing Russian-Chinese interests in the eastern Black Sea, undermining the Black Sea security, and also the independence of the middle corridor from Russia and China. And that's a huge problem. And by the way, Mamuka Khazaradze, the founder of the TBC Bank, now the leader of Lelo for Georgia party, he recalls that Bidzina Ivanishvili himself personally told him, "Oh, what have the Americans lost in the Black Sea?" Yeah. So that's we see that that's actually happening. The implementation of Bidzina Ivanishvili's vision of what Georgia should be, right? So yes.